Hello gamers! Thank you to Matt Awake for subscribing. Thank you for the 8 months. It's appreciated. We are going to do another master study here. The power was out all damn day. It only just turned on like 30 minutes ago, I think. Anyway, happy to be back. We're going to have 2 streams tomorrow to make up for the loss, so I will be playing Dark Souls. I'm probably going to do Dark Souls in the afternoon, Sims in the evening. Buckle up. Deal with it. Deal with it. Anyway, I'm excited. These are always fun. Matt chose a picture that he's like, this will be easy. And I'm like, Matt, are you fucking kidding me? This is going to be impossible. But we'll talk about it when Matt's here too. So, don't you worry about it. I'm going to crack open a cold one. Cold one being a watermelon Perrier. I really enjoyed a few people in the Discord followed along with the master study and posted their results, and I thought it was really cool. I was really excited about that. So if you're inspired, it's pretty fun. I will put, right now, so it's easy to find, I will put this master study link we're doing into the Discord. It's gonna be in the, like, let's see, which thing? I think it's like an art, crafts and hobbies. Other art stuff? Should maybe go in crafts and hobbies, that's okay. We have maybe a few too many other categories, but that's fine. This thing's taking fucking forever to load. Or has no one just posted in here? No, there's lots of posts, okay. For people who wanna follow along with the stream, here's the master's study. It's in art and other stuff. Anyway, this, we might combine this channel with crafts and hobbies. Are we okay with that? Question mark send. Anyway, just something to think about. Hope we're all doing well. Hope we're having fun. Yeah. It's also on Twitter, I guess, too. So you can check it out on Twitter. But, I don't know. Shall we get started? Shall I bring Matt in here? Matt, hello.
Hello. Hi, Abby. Hi. Hello.
Hi. Are you live? I'm live, so people can hear you.
Yeah, I'm 100% live, and people can hear you as well.
Cool.
I was just going through and trying to figure out audio ducking live on screen right now.
Oh, that's a weird one that I don't do. I just make sure the game's always lower.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
put my music on.
Trying to figure that out, but
I'm gonna pop over to the art scene. Art cam. Okay, let's
Art
get some
cam.
sweet jams going. Groove music. I actually have iTunes. Should I just play my normal iTunes playlist and see what happens?
No. I mean, unless your iTunes playlist is approved for Twitch consumerism.
People are saying you're louder. I'm telling you that Vinny stream ruined everything. Matt, will you talk for me?
Hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Sibilance.
I'm going to talk
Sibilant.
at the same time.
Let's
keep
talk
talking.
at the same time.
It
I'm
looks
talking.
like we're
I love
bouncing
to
to the
talk.
same spot for me.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I think it's fine. Okay, people making jokes about the tablet. Look, this desk can only handle so much. You zoom in. Gonna move over. Anyway, first things first, Matt. I got a dang watercolor kit, and I ordered it, and this is the box I saw on Staples.com, and I was like, that's gonna be like, what, 4 inches by 9 inches? I would say it's 2 inches by 4 inches, maybe. I didn't realize I got a pocket one. I didn't mean to. Yeah.
The little baby one. I have that same one.
Look, Matt, have you seen it comes with a tiny little paintbrush? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. The paintbrush is miserable. It's so bad.
Really?
Yeah, it's absolute trash.
I don't know anything about it, but it's cute. And that's what
It's
I like.
it's very wiry. You want an ultra soft brush for watercolor.
Okay, well that's good to know. It'll stay in there and never get used. I did. So I still have those nice brushes. The chicory people sent me. These two. A nice big fat one. And then this
Yeah.
flat one, which I like, the square
That one's.
one.
Those are very nice.
Yes, they
Those
are.
Are those Royal Langnickel?
and Lang Nickel.
Royal Langnickel's a great brush brand.
Yes. But I also brought one of my paint by numbers brushes.
It's so small.
Yes.
I love how small it is. Great focus on that camera, by the
I
way.
know. It's an autofocus. Whoop, there it goes.
Nice. You don't even have to put your hand behind it like YouTubers.
Boom.
And all
that's
the makeup
power
videos.
of the Canon EOS. Wait, no. Yeah, EOS M200. I had to look at it.
I'm going to write that down right now so that I can maybe get one of those.
I say I have I got one on eBay, a Sony, like, I'll send you some deets later. But I recommend
Thank you.
getting a camera on eBay. They're much more affordable and work just as well.
I love it. Hello to everyone in the chat. A lot of people are saying hi, Abby, which is very sweet.
Hello.
We're here and we're ready to have some fun. I should switch over to my painting cam as well. There we go.
First things first, don't talk about my nails. They're gels. They take forever to peel off. Second thing second. I didn't peel off any of my little papers yet. Should I do that?
Oh, absolutely. That's fun.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, good art supply. Yeah.
It's hard to peel these.
I've done streams where a full third of the stream was just me taking wrappers off of like Copic refills, so don't even worry about it.
Okay. We have very different audiences. My audience likes chaos.
Everyone likes unboxing.
Oh,
it is a universal truth.
So the one I have from Chicory is very bright, and everything else is more muted. This is more my style, I gotta say. Thankful for the Chicory stuff, but this is kind of
you like the muted,
yeah,
the natural color. Yeah, that's a beautiful lemon yellow. Is that a lemon yellow that I'm seeing? Primary
This
yellow?
is lemon yellow hue. Dang, somebody knows their stuff.
I would hope by this point I would know a few of them.
Okay, next one.
All right, here we
called
go.
cadmium yellow hue. I'm sorry, I should have let you guess. Cadmium.
Cadmium. It's a very dangerous, very toxic.
What?
Careful.
Am I gonna?
I think most CAD paints aren't actually made with real cadmium these days.
What's cadmium? It's kind of wonky.
Cadmium is just one of the components of some paint. Oh wow, look at that. God, the Winsor & Newton stuff, it's so rich. You can see the pigments just sitting in there. Man, this is a nice camera. I'm literally just Googling it right now.
It's good because it never turns off. That's the thing you got to look for in these webcams. You want
ones that don't have auto shut off,
yes,
yeah.
They're like 30 minutes.
There's a Cad Red. Cadmium Red's a beautiful color. Maylee Mouse, thanks for the raid. Hello, Raiders. How you doing?
Whoa, Raiders. Let Raiders know that I'm streaming too, and they should have raided me.
Yeah, so we have a squad stream going right now. It's me and Abby Russell, and we're going to be painting from the same reference. We're doing a master study today, which
and
actually...
Matt, so last week, I chose the Donna Howell Sickles thing, which I thought was relatively simple. You know, there are only a few key pieces. It's very geometric, a lot of flat colors. Today, Matt chose, some might say, an impossible task.
Look, my chat was saying this too, and I got to get out ahead of this. I was saying...
Matt, okay, you go. Defend yourself, and then I'll tear you down.
I was saying in my pre-show how I was not like... I wasn't technically intimidated by the one that you had chosen, but it was so far outside of my wheelhouse that I had to do a lot of very hard thinking to sort of transcribe the idea of that piece that you had picked. But this time, I am not intimidated at all by this because it's all of the things that are in my wheelhouse. It's nature, trees, light. It's, you know, it's big blobs of color. It's not like, it's not technical.
To do.
It's not technical. It's not realism.
You're saying
like,
light and shadow aren't technical?
It's not that you look at this and you don't see the work of like, I don't know, like a technical draftsman. Instead, it's felt. It's, you know, it's a very emotional piece.
I think that's why it's hard. I hate my emotions and I don't want to
that's
approach
right. Yeah,
it.
you have a robotic approach to art. That's true.
I like drawing people. I've always enjoyed drawing like faces and hands and stuff. I'm eager to do this. I think my thing also is like, I have seen Monet's work in person. I've been to Monet's house. We're good buddies. I actually have been to his house the second time.
Oh, I have terrible news.
Anyway.
Something happened to Monet. You don't want to know this. But...
Anyway, but his pictures are huge. Like, this painting was surely like fucking 8 feet wide.
Yeah, which you are very attracted to because the pieces that you like a lot are gigantic canvases.
I'm gonna show everyone again. This was the other master study we did. So, simple, easy, perfect.
Yeah, these are the words that one would use to describe what we had to do last time. I'm gonna add the reference to my stream here.
That's what I've done, so that people can see what we're in for.
Because I usually have my little talking guy down in the corner of my screen, but I'm not in my voice channel today, so he's not going to appear. So instead, I'm just going to put the reference right in that corner. But you can also go over to my Discord, !Discord in my chat. If you would like to join my Discord, I always put my art references in the art reference section on there. And this piece is no exception. The painting is right in there if you want to see, and maybe even paint along with us tonight. That'd be really fun if you want to take a shot. Doesn't have to be paint. You can use colored pencils. You can use markers. Just do whatever you want.
It was really cool to see everybody, their interpretation of the Donna Howell sickles. Also, I'm going to send her a letter, Matt. I've told my audience, but I'm telling you now this too.
I'm very excited about that.
Me too. I hope she writes back, or at least doesn't send a restraining order.
At least. All right, I'm putting this reference right down here. So this is the piece that we're going to be working on today. It is a beautiful pond scene by Monet, the Lily Pond, with a beautiful little bridge going over the top of it. I love the areas of shadow in the background, the dynamism, but also the softness.
Are you already getting started, Matt? Because I'm still doing paintings.
Not technically, but I would like to talk about my starting position here while you're unwrapping those paintings.
Okay, you standing, you sitting, you're in a squat. What's going on?
No, if you look at my... Well, I can explain, but also it's a visual medium. So if you look at my screen right now on the squad stream,
I forgot to do.
And also give me a subscribe. So my thing right now, I've got what looks like a painting already started, and that's because months ago I was doing this thing where I was using acrylic paint as a base, and then painting. What's happening?
Oh God, there's a terrible echo. I wanted to watch your stream, but the echo. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
okay, continue.
You gotta mute it.
Wait, Matt, you already painted?
Abby, I'm already trying to explain this. So about 3 months ago, I was doing this thing where I took acrylic paint as a base, just blobbed it on random willy-nilly, making starbursts and stuff. And then later on, I would go with gouache and paint transparently or opaquely over top and sort of let some of that shine through, but not really most of it, just as a fun effect. It's really cool if you're trying to do things like sun glare, like trying to make it look like a lens flare sort of effect. And I completely forgot this one. It fell behind something, and it's actually been sitting there for months.
Fell behind?
Yeah, it was literally behind my art supply caddy, and I found it today, and I was like, you know what? If there's a thing already started, and it's pretty much in sort of the right proportions to this study, why not use this instead of starting on a new piece of paper? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So it looks like I have a head start, but I don't really. I'm starting from scratch, just like you. And in fact, it might look worse because, you know, there's no giant sunshine in the bottom of this painting as far as I can tell from the reference. So
wait, you're painting on that big one?
Yeah, I'm going to paint over top of it.
That seems like cheating.
Yeah, well, this is a competition where we're going to be scored with points and graded at the end by a teacher. So you're right.
You did it. Oh, Life of Rio is rating. Thank you. Shout out, please. I'm currently unboxing paints. So just a little recap. We are doing a master's study, and I am not an artist. You can tell because I'm unboxing a bunch of paints that I've never touched before. But last week, we did this one. Or was it last week? I don't remember what it was. I drew this and made
it. It was recently, for sure.
Recently. It's based on Donna Howell sickles. And then Matt chose the master this time, and he chose Monet. And I am ready to just fail spectacularly. But that's how you learn, right?
Yeah, it's not about passing or failing. Don't worry about that.
It's about winning.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Now you got me all nervous.
Colors, but I'm just gonna throw them in the trash. Just kidding. I don't know what to do with them.
Hang them on the wall.
They don't fit in my little palette thing. I'm gonna put them over here for now. Okay, so how do we get started? You sketching or no sketching? How are we feeling?
I'm gonna sketch lightly. I'm going to use 2 colors for sketching. I have my brown water-soluble pencil. I also have a blue one around here somewhere.
Well, I'm just going to use my Crayola number 2 HB pencil.
You can't go wrong with the number 2. That's a good idea.
So, all right, here we go. Oh boy. People are doing a lot of criticizing me painting on top of my Wacom tablet, but let me be real with y'all. This is always what I do for my art stream, so you can see how messy my desk is. So, you know, calm down. It's fine, okay?
You tell him. Yeah, don't let him bully you, Abby.
Yeah.
You have every right.
Okay, so, all right, here we go. Bridge. The only thing I see in this to draw is a bridge. Oh, God, I got it.
Well, that's where I'm starting as well. I mean, I'm using that kind of as my anchor point for the scene, and it's a great way to separate the picture as well, because you can kind of see where it is in the composition almost directly above the halfway line. So that is where I am starting.
Good luck. It's my favorite time. Just going to eyeball a square here with my external CD/DVD drive. And that's what I call a square. Oop, it's a little bit of a crooked line. That's okay. Okay. Well, bridge. And top of bridge. Okay, off to a bad start.
Abby, you gotta go easier on yourself, buddy. It's gonna be a real stressful stream if you keep thinking like that.
Yes, I was prepared to be stressed. You know, we were supposed to have Dark Souls today, and I was like, well, I'm painting with Matt. What's the difference?
Oh, dear. Yeah. Painting with me is kind of the Dark Souls of art activity. It's true. It's what they say.
Saying it for years. I'm excited to have a white paint. I didn't have one last time. I'm excited to just have primary colors.
White watercolor is a very interesting paint that I don't have a lot of experience with.
Like, warning.
Because I'm not sure if it's like white gouache. I don't think it is. I think it's primarily for like tinting and things like that. What are you frustrated about, Abby? I hear your heavy, belabored sighs.
The bridge arms, the walkway.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna paint them after. I mean, there's perspective in this.
Not really.
Look at the bridge. That's not perspective.
I guess there's a little bit of perspective here, but
oh boy. Okay.
It's definitely not as flat and graphic as the painting we did last time.
Yeah. I think some might call it easy.
But there's also no complex figures.
Donna Howell Sickles is a master at what she does. Okay, I'm getting my brush wet. I don't even know what color to start with. Is that brown? Is that green?
For what?
Exactly. I guess I'll put some...
I think in a painting this loose, you're just looking at light forms and dark forms, mostly. The colors don't matter as much as the values, which is something that I say all the time, probably to the point of annoying my audience. But it's true. You've seen me do it time and time again, especially on Copic Thursday, where like the audience chooses my markers. And so I usually have 4 random colors that I never would put together. But as long as I get the value right in the picture, you can tell what it is. And the human brain, while sometimes very dumb, can usually figure out things at a glance. That's what we're really good at, monochromatically seeing things in objects and making distinctions between silhouettes. And then all the color information just comes later.
Okay. If you say so. I'm starting with brown. That's what I've decided to do. I added a little bit of like a red color. I don't remember what it was called. Burnt ember, maybe? I don't know. Oh, shit. Look what just happened. This is bad. Oh, shit. I painted my monitor.
A lot of chaos over there.
Yes. It's what the people want.
Do they?
No.
I've been doing it all wrong.
They keep begging me to stop streaming. Oh, this is light. Well, I've done my first brush to paper, Matt. Are you proud?
I am proud. You're ahead of me. I'm still working on my sketching and stuff. I'm going to pull some colors over.
I gave up on the sketching.
Out of my palette here. I'm going to stir some of these up because my palette's getting awful crusty.
Ew. Take your palette to a doctor, Matt.
There's no palette doctors in Canada.
Okay. I guess we'll go now with more brown. Just keep doing the brown bits.
I mean, sound advice to me.
There's
keep doing the brown bits.
There's some brown over there.
generally speaking, if you've got some pigment on your brush and you see it somewhere else in the painting, even if it's just to tint something else, then that's the spot for it. I'm going to be doing a lot of greens up top, but I'm also putting a lot of blue and purple on my canvas here and getting it all over my hand as well, which is a really important part of the technique.
Yes. So wait, are you using gouache?
Yes. I was going to use my Kuretake watercolors, but when I opened up the case, they were all gross because I never used them, and that's what happens when you don't use stuff for a long time.
Good to know. I'll keep using my little pocket watercolors then, so they don't get gross.
Got to paint every day.
What? That's not gonna happen.
Twice on Sundays.
I will say, Matt.
Yes, Abby.
I have been doing my paint by numbers, and it's fucking on my back. It's
So you get it now.
Oh yeah.
You understand what hell I've been through.
The way I do my paint by numbers, it's painter's taped to the floor, or no, to a coffee table, and I sit on the floor. So maybe that's also some user error on that one.
Kind of bad.
Having a good time though. Ooh, Keys Peep says gouache looks like yummy frosting. It sounds like yummy frosting too. Like if someone was like, I gouached my cake today, I'd be like, delicious. Let me have some.
Or gross. I have this jelly gouache here. As you can see, it looks like forbidden pudding. So yeah, it definitely looks very tempting. Although don't do it. It's full of chemicals.
All right, and I'm gonna move on to some green now. Maybe add some white into my green. Don't really
I'm going
know
through with
what's
some
gonna
light greens and yellows up at the top here. I'm going to go pretty thick. I'm really going to lay the paint on because I have to go opaquely over top of what I have here.
Yes.
So I won't be using too much water, just enough to let it flow. Because the advantage you have when you're working with watercolors, as you'll discover, is...
See my mixing.
Ooh.
I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, but...
the white of the paper is your ally when you're doing watercolor.
Well, as far as I can tell, everything's my enemy. Still there, man?
Uh-huh. Just sighing heavily.
How do I make sure I don't ruin my white watercolor when I mix?
Just clean your brush between grabbing color and putting it on the palette.
Seems like a lot of work.
Yes.
I watched a woman do a watercolor tutorial of they were like lilies, I think. And she did it, and she kept being like, it's not very good. And then it was like, lady, that rules. You just made some flowers out of nothing. Also, she had like a whole entire bucket, which I thought was just wild.
She had a bucket of what?
Bucket of water. She dipped her paints in a literal bucket.
Oh yeah, that's a good technique because you get more dilution that way. So that way, the bucket won't fill up with dirty water very fast.
Oh right.
If you have a good
I'll
ratio.
invest in a good bucket then.
It's a good idea, just generally, not even for painting. Good just to have a good bucket around.
Yeah.
I know I've been telling you this for a long time, but
look, I refuse. Okay.
It's important, is all.
Bucket killed my dog.
I know, but
I'll never forgive or forget.
You're like an elephant in that way.
Yeah, they love grudges.
They do. It's a good t-shirt.
Okay, well,
you're
at
done?
least it's green. In some ways, yes, I am. How do you make it, good?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you make it look like what you want it to make it look like?
Boy, that's a tricky question. If I was a good painting teacher, I'd probably be able to tell you something, at least partially salient. I would say, for me, my approach is I just want to get as many of the light spots in as possible, and then I won't have to work as hard to make everything else look correct.
I think that's another thing that's a little intimidating about this one, is like, where do you start on a landscape? Especially one that doesn't really have a horizon line. The bridge is, I guess, the point of interest, but...
It's really fun to hear your mind puzzle these things out, because I know how into, like, graphic design and maybe some of the more technical aspects. I mean, we already talked like a draftsperson earlier. Like, how can I figure this out if there's nothing to draw in? But truly, it's like, unfocus your eyes and look for the parts that are bright, and then just leave those blank. Look for the parts that are dark and shadowy, color those in.
Well, that ship has already sailed.
No, it hasn't. I'm looking at your painting right now. You haven't even... No, my friend. The stuff you have right there is very light and pale. You can go way darker with those colors, so just leave those parts lighter and then keep adding darker parts around them. The contrast of those two things creates the light. The light is a creation of negative painting. Did that help at all?
You know, this is a good challenge for me. Really branching out. I do feel a little at a disadvantage for using watercolor. Like, I feel like this needs heavy paints.
I mean, he used watercolor. You're using the same stuff that he did.
This is like thick as fuck. Are you sure?
I googled watercolor Monet.
Well, maybe it's just because it's of water.
Is that true?
I would be very surprised if this is a watercolor. I mean, I'm not an expert, but... I've
Art
seen
scholars,
paintings,
sound
and they're
off.
like one of those things where you like look at it and you can see the paint like off the campus. You know what I'm saying? Canvas.
Yeah. The
Someone said he didn't for that piece.
water lilies. So pretty. I'm getting lost just looking at them now.
I really have been to his house. It's lovely. It looks just like this.
Boy, they really go out of their way to like never tell you how he did them.
Oh, are you Googling?
Uh-huh.
You gotta look on like a museum site, because they always have a little plaque that's like acrylics or whatever the fuck.
List of water lily paintings. Yeah, so these are all... It probably just gave me the result because I typed water, didn't it?
Okay, so what my method, my new strategy for this painting is I'm going to be inspired by it, and I'm going to do... I can't go detail by detail like we did with Donna's.
No, and you wouldn't want to for a piece like this anyway.
I have a feeling the pinks are going to be hard to make stand out. Guess that's when I do that thing now. The whole pink thing. The light versus dark.
The light versus dark. Like, I'm really focused on the section at the top above the bridge, the really blue, the dark blue. You see it up there?
Yeah.
Like, I'm working that in so that I know how dark to go for the rest of the environment around it. So I just have like a bunch of just yellow nonsense up here. You can pretty much just actually do a huge yellow wash across this entire painting, and then just have a few like spots of pink down at the bottom, and then just carve into it over top. The great thing about watercolor is you can layer it quite a bit transparently and just work down in.
You know what's so great about your Matt? Your optimism and enthusiasm.
Well, it comes from failing a lot at painting over and over and over again, and just knowing ways to figure your way out of a problem.
Okay.
Half of painting is just problem solving.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I've zoomed out enough that people can see the mug I'm using. Now everyone's like, "Don't drink out of that mug again!" I'm gonna drink some poison water out of this mug. You guys have no idea. You know how I clean this up at the end of the day? I chug it. I want this. It's a tea now. Paint tea.
It's like none of them have met famous contrarianism advocate Abby Russell.
Yes.
You can't tell her not to do something.
No.
Nor should you.
Mm-mm. So, I really don't want to fuck up my little white palette. Little white paint cube. No, you're okay, Enemy Mouse. I appreciate the concern about me drinking a contaminated mug. Anyway, Matt, continue on.
I will say, especially if it is a porous surface like ceramic, that can be very dangerous. Glass should probably be okay. Clean it very thoroughly, though.
Okay, I'll rinse it a little.
Yeah, there you go. After you chug it.
Oh, yeah.
I think there was some evidence found at some point relatively recently that that's how Caravaggio died.
Who's that?
There was a lot of theories. A famous painter from back in the day, like Renaissance era, and a lot of people thought that he died like in a fight or something because he was a very scrappy dude.
Nice. Nothing but respect.
But then it turned out that if the remains that they found were his, it's hard to tell because I think it was like a mass grave or something.
Oh, jeez.
That it was poison. You know how it is back then.
Okay. No, just lose a body.
You were around in the Renaissance.
Yeah.
Like a lot of painters, I think, you don't live to see your acclaim.
Yeah.
Dark contemplations.
Which is why I'm gonna write Donna Howell Sickles a letter.
Yeah, she has to know.
Yeah. Okay. What's next? Ghost Baby in chat said, I'll pass on the bath water and have Abby's paint water instead, which I do find very funny. You still there?
Good sales tactic. I'm here. I'm just painting a picture.
Look, if I don't get constant laughter and praise,
I know.
I know.
I am familiar.
Also, I think it's funny to have a joke flop and then, be like, everybody still there? Your mic must have cut out.
I'm here.
Alright, here we go.
Be very tricky to know how much water to use at any given time.
Do what?
Water?
You
Thing
mean
you
just
use
in general
to...
with watercolor? Or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you use a little bit and you get a thicker amount of paint, more saturation, more intensity. But you use a lot, you get more flow, get more mixability, you get more time on the palette and on the surface to rework. And it's constantly moving between those two things. That is a very difficult thing to learn. Mostly because you can't be told how to do it. You can't be taught. There's nothing in a book that says like 30 milliliters of water to every whatever of paint. You just have to paint a lot and feel it out.
Kind of like making stovetop rice, Like everybody's amount of stovetop rice is always like, do it up to the first knuckle, or like put your hand in flat, and then when you cover your hand, that's enough water. That's really just trial and error. I think the key to good rice is just throw a bunch of butter in there. That's why I put butter in my paint water.
Your cadence when you said that, for some reason, was very Forrest Gumpy.
No!
You just had like a sort of folksy wisdom when you were talking about
Mom always said, put butter in your paint water.
Oh, Forrest.
What's nice though is even if when it looks bad, it's just fun to put some paint down, you know?
Yes, absolutely. That's the joy of it.
What I will say is this bridge is fucked. It's not happening.
Yeah, I'm kind of avoiding the bridge for now, just because I want the background elements in place before I try messing with whatever the heck this bridge is going to be.
Okay, I mean, so far it's perfect, but, you know, it's just my thing. I don't know how you're doing.
Make a prediction right now and say this is going to be your favorite thing that you've ever made by the end of this stream.
Matt, you know me too well.
Yeah.
I love myself. Everything's my favorite thing I've ever made.
Mm-hmm. Because to confront the reality of anything else would be so horrifying that we cannot allow it.
You mean the idea that I'll hate it?
Mm-hmm. I don't think you will, because you're a lot like me in many ways.
A perfect artist?
Yes. Let me finish.
I am.
No, it's just I find that when I get really frustrated, especially if I'm trying a new thing, but then I have the means to push through it, like, for example, a trusted, beloved friend, wise and handsome, pushing you to get through the whole thing. Casey Malone might be listening right now. But yeah, like being forced to go through the whole process and get to the other side, because there's always that hump. No matter if you think you're the best artist, and you are, you will always feel like it's the worst thing you've ever done about 60% of the way through. And then when you get to 75%, you will feel like God reborn. It's just the nature of making art. That's how it always goes and how it always will go.
That's why Fergie wrote that song, My Humps. My Humps. She's talking about
That's
being an
why
artist.
Fergie wrote that song.
Her lovely lady lumps.
Check it out.
Man, what's Fergie up to?
Just running through my mind.
That's very funny, Matt. That's really good.
Thanks. I always get one. Stream. It's all up to you now, Abby.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I don't know what I'm going to do for the bottom of this painting. I've kind of worked myself into a corner here.
I think you should have like a big burning sunset at the bottom.
Oh, you know what? That's a great idea. Hey, I'm done.
Thank you.
Because I'm going to have to paint so thickly to go over this. Might as well just get into it.
Matt, how's your painting going?
Perfect. It's done. What is your favorite movie theater candy?
I I worked at a movie theater for most of my high school years. And what I would always do, because we would get one candy and as much popcorn as we want. I was like a ginger ale fiend. I had a ton of ginger ale. I'll get to the candy bit in a second, don't worry. But my thing was always I would get popcorn with butter and then I would put Bunch of Crunch into it. It was incredible.
It's Bunch of Crunch.
Bunch of Crunch? Is that not in Canada?
I don't think so. What is it?
It's like a
rice. If I had to
chocolate
guess,
that has
chocolate covered rice.
yeah, like Rice Krispie stuff. Like chocolate covered ricey, like airy rice. It's delicious. What's yours?
Mine, well, I was thinking of it because I went to the store earlier and I picked up a box of glossettes, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea, but that's okay.
Matt,
it's chocolate covered raisin.
Oh, ew.
Come on, man.
Fun. I really am not a raisin person. I think they're fun that they come in a box. It's also like the smell of raisins takes me back to
most
daycare.
you can muster as a friend. It's fun that they come in a box. That's your supportive, like, but it's okay because at least they come in a box. That's
said,
fun.
do what you need.
Do what you need. All I said was I like this candy,
And
then you
cool.
launched into the. My gracious, Abby Russell.
People in my chat, they know what's up with raisins, though. Mixing colors is fun.
It is fun, yeah. There's so many great combinations. What are you mixing right now? What's your
Blue
color
and a brown.
comp?
I'm doing that bush there on the left-hand side, and that big dark.
Oh my god, me
spot.
too.
Whoa, now we're the same.
That one that like looks sort of like lavender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at us.
It's like we're painting the same thing.
Yeah, just a couple of friends who can't agree on candy choice. I do like a ginger ale though. I mean, ginger ale's good. My go-to always used to be like a lemon lime soda, like a Sprite or whatever the equivalent is. Over the years, I transitioned. Once the zeros came out, it was going to be Coke from there on out.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I'm not a big fan of the zero sugar craze. I want that full sugar, full body soda. Anything else is just fake, huh?
Nothing. I was just making fun of you.
Okay.
I got vanilla Coke Zero, which
Ooh,
usually is only in stock for the summertime, and it's so good.
Regular
so
vanilla
good.
Coke rules.
Sure does.
It's like
Number
a lot,
one.
but it's good.
Yes, I can't do a ton of it. I can't do any of the original nowadays. Like I would just die. It's too rich. Too rich for a tummy.
I like it. I like sugar, and I'm okay with it. I've come to peace. You know, I watched, do you know Fran Lebowitz, Matt?
Only through you.
Okay. New York icon, Fran Lebowitz, very opinionated. Anyway, she's known for just being a real smoker, and having a lot of opinions. She's opinionated. That's what makes her fun.
Okay.
Anyway, she had a show with Martin Scorsese about New York, but she talked about how, like, you know, she's had friends who, like, do yoga, and, like, they had a heart attack at, like, 45 anyway. You know what I mean? And, like, she smokes every day, but, like, that's how she wants to live her life, so whatever. And I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, I don't care. I sort of feel that way of, like, if you're minding your own, I don't give a shit.
Well, I care if you're not doing it around other people because it's very harmful. Like secondhand smoke.
Is secondhand smoke that harmful? I'm not trying to, like, I know secondhand smoke is a thing, but anyway.
Yes, period.
Sure, yes. Whatever. This wasn't about judging smokers. But I'm just saying, I thought that was sort of a good way to look at things of, like, I'm gonna live my life, have a good time, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
Big Apple 3 AM says, remember that story of that woman that had a Dr. Pepper every day and lived to be over 100? I think about her all the time. It's my hero. Tweeted about her a number of times. Because that's how I feel, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
What are you painting now, Matt?
Now I'm gonna try to put the lilies on the pond. The famous lilies.
It's brown for this color, I think.
Where are you at?
I don't know. I'm just adding like sort of blues to some of this water bits. Matt, what's your favorite thing to paint?
Ooh. Definitely a big nature guy. I mean, I love painting out in nature, doing plein air, florals. Love florals.
Wow. You should watch that video with that lady who made the lilies or whatever. Bet you would like it.
Which one?
The one I was telling you about. She used a bucket.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the sub, Reverend Papa John.
Whoa! I mean, I was gonna say that's a church I would subscribe to, but actually, after what happened with Papa John, maybe not.
They came in with their famous catchphrase, Papa Bless.
Whoa. Okay. I like master's studies because I don't have to be creative myself. I just get to let somebody else make a pretty picture, and then I'm like, okay, I guess me too. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
one way to look at it, I guess. I mean, I think there's a lot of... It's mostly about deconstructing.
Mhm.
Like, sort of trying to see how they saw it and then work your way backwards.
Well, didn't Monet famously have like an eye issue?
Yes.
Made him see colors differently, so.
He did. By the end of his life, he was painting colors very wildly.
I know that he got it fixed and then tried to like destroy all his shit. And people were like, no, we like that, it's weird.
It's such a strange thing because it's so subjective. Like, it doesn't really matter that it looks different. But, you know, I guess if it matters to you, then it matters as the artist.
Yeah. Man, I want a pizza now. Bet that pizza place isn't open because, you know, the power. I'm gonna go to the grocery store after this, and if they aren't open, I'm gonna cry. That sounds
Dang
really
it.
dramatic, but I do mean it. Do you always mix your paints on a little scrap of paper?
I have for the last while. I used to use little ceramic plates until I realized that I was leaving a lot more paint detritus behind than I would like. So, and I didn't know that palette paper existed at that point. And then when I found out about it, I was like, this seems way more economical. More of a money / environment saver.
Mm.
Seems like a lot of these blobs down at the bottom can be painted in later.
If you say so.
Well, that part would probably be harder to do with pure watercolor, but not impossible. But you might have to wait until that layer's dry. So I'm using a little bit of white and violet.
Huh. I don't know what to do next. I guess I'll do the trees. Just a heads up, Matt. Blue's a really strong pigment, so if you add it to a green, it'll just become blue. Just figure you probably didn't know, so I'm just giving you a heads up.
Blue is very strong. Red also tremendously strong.
I love red. Red's my favorite color.
Is that true? What shade?
I want like a primary color, bold red, maybe like a little tinge of orange.
Nice.
Thank you.
Do you associate it strongly with any particular object, or just the color itself is very pleasing?
No, just
Like
color.
on its own?
Yeah, just color's good.
Whenever I think about my favorite color, forest green, I think about looking up through a canopy of trees, and the rim lighting around the leaves is always that really bright yellow green, the vegetation green.
Mm-hmm.
But then the middle of the leaf, where it's the most dense, has that beautiful forest green. It's almost like a shining light going through an emerald.
Wow. Yeah, I just like red. That's cool though. I feel like a lot of people I know who are like outdoorsy love green, which makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of it out there
Oh yeah.
for now.
I still think I don't know. I feel like you know the story. I'm sure about like blue and how there were a lot of languages that didn't have a word for blue because it's sort of an invented color.
Yes. It's a very recent concept in terms of the human experience. Well, apparently Nova Scotia is getting a tropical storm this weekend.
Whoa, that's where you are.
That's where I am. Yeah, tropical storm Elsa is coming through.
Oh yeah, I saw about this through a TikTok. It was a joke about Elsa from Frozen.
Oh.
Yep.
What was the joke?
It was like, you want to know why the East Coast is so great? Check this out. Elsa's coming to town. And then it was like Elsa moving up. I can't explain it. It's a visual medium, TikTok.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. I keep reading that you don't hear the music I'm hearing, but it's good.
Same. Yeah, I've got some good jams on right now.
Chill
Although
hop?
I've been looking into, yes, I've got the chill hop going. I've been looking into getting some different ones. I know that there are alternatives out there that are stream safe, that also have different genres, not just chill hop beats, which I do like a chill hop beat, but I do listen to the same playlist every single time.
Yeah.
And it might be fun to switch it up a bit. So I was looking into some that were some ambience, some like trance stuff, maybe a little bit of whatever.
I've only been using one brush. Is that okay? Is that bad art?
Yeah, I've mostly been using one. I had the big flat brush at the beginning, but I pretty quickly switched over to my calligraphy brush. A little natural hair fella. I'm gonna cover all of this in dark.
kind of brushes are you using? Ooh, I love your little paint tool. Look at that guy. Big flat thing. The number 4 tool.
Oh, yeah, I've got my palette knife here.
That's cool.
Yeah, I use that to get all the stuff out of my gouache jars up here and onto the palette. Which is nice. I never really had a reason to use those before other than like a back scratcher occasionally. So it's nice. I've got a full set of them. So usually only use that in like an oil painting. But I think they're neat. I like it when Bob Ross uses them to paint mountaintops.
Oh yeah, man, that guy's a genius.
He's the best. To the best.
Really going big and bold with my blue now. Just a real vibrant splotch right in the middle.
I love it.
I have a feeling this bridge is just gonna be more of a thought than a reality.
Hell yeah, interpretate it. Make it your own.
I'll try with the white eventually, but I didn't leave space for it. That was just sort of beyond my capabilities at the moment.
I was never very good at that with watercolor because so much of watercolor is planning out all the light spots ahead of time, and I don't have the brain for that.
Yeah, I'm a big dummy.
I like to splash the paint around.
I need a new little palette. Got too many blues on this plate. Are these all toxic paints, Matt? I'm used to using children's paints, which I don't need to worry about toxicity.
Yeah, don't lick any of those paints. And if you have some on your hands, don't lick your hands immediately after painting.
I love doing that after my streams, though.
I know. Most of your streams are you eating KFC.
Mm-hmm. And just licking the old fangies.
Mm-hmm.
Matt.
Yes.
What's your favorite movie?
Not a huge movie guy, and I can't think of one off the top of my head, so I'll say Princess Mononoke.
Oh, I love that one. Good choice.
Thank you.
I just like it because it's like really brutal, you know? That's one of those ones that's like I'm always kind of shocked at like the first scenes because they like uses bow and arrow to like cut his head off, you know what I mean? I was a little like, whoa, check this thing out. I love that movie though.
It harkens back to a lot of the sort of samurai cinema of, you know, the 60s and 70s where they were pretty brutal. A lot of blood in those Kurosawa. I haven't seen Yojimbo yet.
So good. It's like a cowboy movie but samurais.
Yes.
I went to film school and I took a class on Asian cinema, so I watched a bunch of samurai movies. Yojimbo was one of them, but that was one of my favorites in the class.
I would like to see a lot more of those. They're pretty hard to track down if you don't have. I forget what they're on. I think they're on like the Criterion streaming service, but I don't know if we get that here in Canada.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes, because I would like to watch, especially all the Kurosawa stuff. I completely missed the boat on all of those, which is a shame because, you know, media literacy is good.
Yeah.
Even if I don't particularly like every single thing, it's good to at least understand what was being made. But also, I think I would like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I think so. There was one movie, I can't remember what it was called, but this was like one of the most memorable movies I watched in that class. It was like, I think done in like the early aughts. It was a movie about like a guy who moves into an apartment, and then like there's like a leak springs in his apartment. And he just like keeps living in it, and the leak gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually he's like falling through the floor.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was called, but
Jimbo.
I remember that movie. Yeah, that was Jimbo. You know, this blue splotch, I gotta say, kind of is really bad.
Just paint around it then.
I'm gonna do wet brush and smear. Dark water? No, it wasn't a horror movie. Also, it was like, was it from? I don't remember where it was. Where it's from. People are now talking about Akira in my chat. I'm gonna do the thing I do sometimes, and I always feel bad afterwards. But I didn't like Akira that much. I thought it looked cool, but I thought it was way too fucking long. Sue me, Matt. You still there? You mad?
I'm just getting my legal papers in order so that I can sue you. I don't think I've seen it all the way through. I don't like intense movies.
Oh, sure.
And there's a lot of very intense stuff. I remember my brother describing that movie to me when I was very young and having nightmares. So
I think for me that movie, also I was going in being like, this is gonna be like a cool artistic movie, and then I watched it and I was like, oh, it's still an anime though. You know what I mean?
So it's definitely an artistic achievement. I remember watching a little documentary about a lot of the animation techniques that they had to invent or kind of optimize for that. Because I think it's all animated on ones, which is like bonkers. It's like some of that old Disney stuff where like they animate every single frame, which is pretty unheard of in like, well, any animation at that time. But it made everything really, really smooth. I remember seeing a really cool effects animation showcase, like behind the scenes breakdown too, of like how they did some of the explosions, but also like the tail lights on the motorcycles and stuff. Just really fascinating, like sort of technical achievement stuff, which is really
Again, animation was cool. I definitely agree there.
Yeah. The manga is incredibly long that it's based on. I think it's
like The Walking Dead.
I mean, I'd be talking out of my butt if I knew anything about anything, but I believe that the author went back and kept working on it even more after the movie came out and was like,
that makes sense.
There was like the same creator like made the movie and the manga, if I'm not mistaken. But it like went all the way to Yaya.
Yaya Sisterhood?
Yeah. Yeah. That was their catchphrase, right?
Yeah, we're sisters. They were German.
Yeah. So the lighting's bonkers in my painting, but I kind of love it.
Yeah. I would say the sky tree section, absolute trash on mine. Just not doing anything I wanted to do. The bottom's okay. It's getting sort of muddier and muddier the more I paint, but I don't think it's done. So I guess I'll just keep painting and fingers crossed.
Yeah, get in there. Make a mess.
Get in there.
Get in there.
I'm gonna wipe down my little paint block because it's got colors on it. Now I have some white on my brush. Let's see what happens if I do this. A little to nothing. Just like a wisp. trying to get this white as pigmented as possible. Not easy.
How's it going?
I don't know. It's, you know, it's almost white. What about for you? What's going on?
Doing pretty good. Just getting around to starting to add more green back in. I've been kind of laying off the green and just putting transparent darks around the bottom of the picture so they can get a better idea of like where I sit with the values. But now I've got just a lot of sunset colors to cover up. So I'm about to drop quite a few greens into this picture, which is exciting. It's about to look really wild.
That's good. Ooh. Vegeta!
Wonderful painting, Abby.
Thank you for subscribing. Okay. People in my chat are being very kind, which is nice.
It's nice. I'm seeing your picture. It looks great.
Thank you. It's too muddy, and I don't like the dark spot.
So the best cure for any loose detail is to add something next to the loose area to give it context and contrast.
Call my paint loose.
So if there's like a place where it's really amorphous, then try to go in next to the amorphous section. Like if you have a big block of light color, then go in and cut in some dark color around it, and it'll help to sort of shape the ideas, like the sort of shape dynamics of the picture, if that makes any sense.
You know, sort of. More brown. Ah, Alex is raiding. Hello, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Hello to the newsies. We're doing a master's study. So a little while ago, we did another one based off of a Donna Howell Sickles. This is what we did last time. And this time, Matt chose a beautiful Monet that is hard to paint. But we're getting through it. I think it's getting better.
Yeah, I think it's going really well.
Yeah.
We're making some progress. We're getting those lights and darks in there. you're running into the very interesting thing that I noticed when I first started streaming art, which is sometimes when you have a camera with autofocus, it'll focus on the butt end
sure.
of the brush.
Which, you know, I don't necessarily mind.
Yeah, I'm just pointing it out because it's fun.
Oh, but yeah, there's a squad mode. Check out the squad. Want to see Matt's painting.
Yes, indeed, and likewise for Abby's.
Hope Alex is doing well. Gotta play some games soon. It's been a while.
Yeah. Clue Crew.
Clue! Man, I miss Clue.
Me too.
The autofocus thing's fun because it makes it feel like a big reveal after I do each brush stroke, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, what is she even doing in there? Oh.
Wow. Thank you, Alex. He said, what a fun surprise that I'm doing great. Ooh. That was me stretching that noise.
I would know it anywhere. I gotta put a real dark spot right here.
I'm gonna try to make like a purple color, I guess. Nice brown.
What?
I was trying to make purple, and I guess it's more of a gray than a brown, but at first it was quite brown. There we go. Now we're going the full brown. Great.
I'm working with tremendously dark values now, and it's looking kind of wild.
Yep, still. Okay, now it's just blue. Matt, colors are hard.
Colors are incredibly hard. Color theory is an entire field of study. Very, very difficult stuff to wrap your head around, but also can be pretty intuitive once you get splashing around for a long time. It really starts cooking your noodle when you get a bunch of different types of colors. You get like a warm and cool yellow or a warm and cool red, because you can't mix those with, like, you can't mix a warm with a cool of another type of color, even though normally they might go together just fine. If you mix the warm and the cool, suddenly it'll gray out and sort of trend toward like a muddier, browner color, which is very wild. Thankfully, most, starting sets of paint just come with the primaries, so it's usually pretty easy to mix them all together.
Alex, if you're still here, what were you streaming? Something fun?
Was it a master study of a painting by Monet? That would be a wild coincidence.
Have you done your bridge yet?
Not yet. I'm getting awfully close. I'm getting to the point now where if I don't start working on the bridge, it's going to look weird. Because I don't really know where to go for the values anymore. But I need to put a lot of very opaque yellow and green down below the bridge. I need so much. I need like more green than exists in the world.
Yeah. Okay, my bridge is almost working.
Hell yeah. Some more white paint up at the top there. It's gonna go ridiculously thick with this paint.
Thick.
Gonna go thick. Blob it on. I need to cover up all of this color down here.
All right, time to do some perspective. Wish me luck, everyone.
Good luck, Abby.
Oh, thanks. I've never actually heard my audience's voice before. It's really weird.
They kind of sound like Kermit the Frog, but like a bad impression.
Audience, sing Rainbow Connection.
Why are there so many?
That's pretty good.
About rainbow. I'm not done.
Kermit, put the gun down.
This is my show now.
Okay. Imagine that the bridge you're seeing was made by someone who's bad at making bridges. The white's sort of working better than I would think. I'm just like, you know, keeping it pretty dry.
Yeah. Oh, I need to clean the palette for this. So chat, just so you know, I'm working over an acrylic primed panel and I'm going to be painting over most of these like sunset tones. A few of them will shine through because I don't got all day. But for the most part, I'm going to be covering that up with just big blocks of blobby color here. And then having small bits of it shine through to hopefully enhance the overall flavor of it.
Mmm, delicious.
Yeah. A soupçon of jelly paint.
Oui, soupçon.
Eh oui.
Whoa.
What?
That one just had a real specific kind of energy to it.
Well, that's
Not a bad energy.
Thank you.
Matt,
Yes, Abby.
you ever seen the movie Carol? Did we talk about Carol recently? Who was I talking to with Carol?
You say who was I talking to with Carol? I think you have talked about Carol to me or at me at some point.
Probably at you.
I mean, we've
Just
hung out a lot.
wondering. I don't know why I thought about Carol, but maybe the thing is I'm just never not thinking about Carol, you know?
I do. I haven't seen it.
You should check it out. It's pretty good.
Is it like Akira?
Christmas movie. Yeah, it's like
Oh.
Akira. It's 500 years long. It's a lot of battle scenes. A lot of like talking of bridges about shit that you as an audience member don't care about. This is my memory of Akira. By the way.
Interesting. I feel like maybe bringing some baggage into this. Curious.
Oh, I guess I talked about it playing Don't Starve.
Ah.
Well, everybody, fill it out for your stream bingo. Talked about Carol again.
Were you filling Vinny in on the plot to Carol?
Oh yeah, he was riveted.
Big Carol head.
Oh, yeah. He's a Carol head in the making is what he is.
Oh, a convert to the Church of Carol.
Peep, thank you for the kind words about my painting. I hope you're enjoying your hot dog. You guys want to know how many hot dogs I've eaten in my lifetime? What? No, go Matt.
Yeah, do I let this conversation happen? Geese Pete, please come over to my chat and tell me how good I'm doing. Thank you in advance.
Bring the hot dog.
Okay, talk about hot dogs, Abby. Go ahead.
No! I mostly just said that because I knew it would be funny. Because you wouldn't find it. You would be like, here we go again. Look. Question was posed. What's fun about that conversation we had about how many hot dogs I've eaten in my lifetime is I didn't even bring it up. I was like, I walked away and I came into the conversation mid hot dog.
Conversation's a very liberal way to put it. It's mostly you heard the word hot dog and you're like, hot dog? Well, have I got something to say? Beep, beep, beep. Here comes
like,
Abby Russell.
How many hot dogs do you think you've eaten? And then people were talking like, I don't know, maybe 100 my whole life. And I'm like, you guys are just wild to think that.
Okay, people were me, and thanks for holding yourself back from saying the word idiot just now. I really appreciate it.
Wait, first of all, no, I wasn't gonna say idiot. Second, I thought it was Kevin.
No, it was me. I was like, I can't believe that I would have eaten 200. Like, I've eaten maybe 120 in my life. He's not a hot dog guy. It's okay.
I'm gonna make you a hot dog convert.
I mean, I like hot dogs. I just haven't eaten 1,000 in my lifetime. I'm very unhealthy as it is, and that would push me over the edge.
Fair enough.
My doctor would be standing and frowning in the corner the whole time you're making me this 1,000th hot dog.
Sort of a wispy, ghosty bridge, but it's a bridge.
Wispy, ghosty bridge.
Wispy, ghosty bridge. Huh. I don't know if I'm done, but I'm like, what can I add to this that won't just make it muddier? You know? Guess I'll add some detail to the trees. A little bit of dark.
Thank you, Geese Peep, and thanks for bringing a hot dog into my chat.
Nice. Good work.
Yeah, they said this painting is as good as the hot dog I am eating.
Yes.
Which, you know, it's good praise.
High praise.
Yeah, I'll take it. I've had 1 or 2 good hot dogs in my life.
What, Matt?
I just said that to upset you.
Okay? I just am sad for you.
Oof.
It's just there's no greater pleasure in life than a good hot dog.
Well, now I'm sad for you.
You shouldn't be. I love hot dogs. What's better than having your pleasure be easy to attain, you know?
Oh, Abby.
Hey, I'm asking the important questions here. Matt. I don't know what else to add.
Are you done? Are you over
What
it?
are your notes? What do you think?
Well, I would say there's a lot of dark spots on that bridge, especially on the bottom, that you could probably layer on there if you wanted to do that.
The white was kind of a tricky one. I don't think I'm going to get much gradation and...
Kind of like how bonkers mine looks. Looks nothing like the original, but that's fun to me.
Yours kind of looks like, my friend is a tattoo artist. And I mean, I guess she also does paintings as well. But her stuff looks like, the colors are very, very similar. You should check it out. I bet you like her stuff. It's Sun Doesn't Set on Instagram. Her name is Emma.
Ooh, I will check her out.
But it looks a lot like that.
Yeah, it's got some, I mean, inevitable sunset hues here. I haven't even done the bridge. I kept talking about doing the bridge and then I never got around to it, but I'll do it now, I promise.
I did my bridge and I wasn't even gonna. Dark spots on the bridge. You just mean like the shadow of like the light and shadow with the white versus sort of gray color?
Yeah, well, you see like on the bottom area of the bridge there, it has a deep purple, the green, the reflective green color.
You talking about the
Sort of-
water or?
No,
the
no,
bridge
on the
itself?
bridge itself, the side of the the bottom side of the bridge there. I'll try to wrap mine up pretty soon here. It
Oh,
feels
no
like
rush.
you're done.
Trying to do what you say. But I just don't want to do too much of this bridge because it's already kind of a big muddy mess. So I also, it's like with the watercolors, it's a little tricky to mix with the white and have it still have any kind of opacity on what, you know what I mean? Like if I add any water to it, it's not going to show up.
Yeah, it kind of reactivates.
Okay, brain's yummy, giving me armchair notes. Bridge is the focal point, but in yours it isn't.
Dang.
I know. Wow, they're really going all in. Looks like it's made of clouds and bends in too much. You know what? I want to see you paint on stream, buddy.
Yeah,
Show
it's
yourself.
very easy to
What does your
criticize.
painting look like? What if it's Monet in the chat? I'm gonna be real embarrassed.
Monet has entered the chat.
Oh shit! I almost knocked over my water. Can you imagine? I have to drink that later.
I like doing studies like this because it is so far outside, like, both of our comfort zones right now. Like, even though I love painting nature, I love, doing floral stuff, but this style is so, like, I'm not an impressionist.
Yeah.
And it's just so buck wild, but it's that kind of, what's the expression, the cliche? Shoot for the stars and you'll smack into the moon or whatever. Like, it's that.
Smacking! I love that. I don't think that's what it is, but it's similar and I know what you mean. That's quite
Yeah. It's like pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and it's supposed to feel uncomfortable because otherwise you'd just be painting the same stuff over and over and over again and never like trying to think a different way.
Yeah.
And this, it's just like, even if you don't like the painting at the end, you learned something, or your hand learned
Sure.
something.
Yeah. It's always good to practice. No matter
Yeah.
what, you know?
Makes perfect.
Makes better.
That's right. You always correct me when I say that.
Because
You're right, too.
Yeah. Doesn't make perfect. It makes better.
Exactly. Po Buddy's nerfect.
Good one. Do you have the poster? I did like it.
I could tell when you followed it up with, do you have that poster?
Who, me?
Abby.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, everyone stay safe for that tropical storm. If you're on the east coast of North America over here,
Is that happening now?
It's-
What's that happening?
I think it's making touchdown tonight in Florida. So it should be up the coast, probably in the Carolinas, by tomorrow evening. So batten down the hatches. I keep checking the weather, and the weather guy's like, we literally can't tell until it gets past the Carolinas, so everyone calm down.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like,
Literally,
can't.
how I feel about the weather is I check the day of. If it's like, I really do some checking, like, okay, what's it going to be like on my bike today, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
For the address field, you type in my bike and see if there's going to be a cloud over the
Motorcycle.
top. Yeah.
Is it bad form to wash your little paint pads off with a paintbrush when you're done? I just don't like the colors on them.
No, that's proper form.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you could do it with that or like a little piece of paper towel or whatever.
Oh yeah, paper towel. Did I say paintbrush?
Yeah.
Paper towel.
Absolutely. It's very, very normal.
Okay, well, it's a little paint washing stream. Oh jeez, I should have wet this towel, but my man, I'm ruining my paints. I gotta stop this now. Okay. And
Okay, I'm going to do a bunch of just implied stuff now to finish off.
I'm excited to paint more. I want to keep doing this. I want to get back into sketching. I like sketching.
Yeah. Well,
And I
let's
think my
just keep
strength more is in sketching than in painting.
let's keep going back and forth on selecting a thing to do. And
Yeah.
we can push each other to get better.
Matt, when you like
Yes.
doing your master's study, what do you what do you want and what don't you want? You know?
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, like these are pretty much the first times I've done true master studies before. It's such an art school thing, and I never went to art school. I only ever heard people talk about master studies. For me, growing up, especially in my early days, it was all digital art, but it was always looking at animation that I really liked, like taking screenshots whenever I was watching a show and go like, "That's an amazing background" or whatever. And then I would try to like replicate it in Photoshop
Oh,
to sort of understand the techniques and stuff.
that's cool.
Yeah, and when I did that, it was a huge leap forward in my artistic kind of growth.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And my speed as well, which in the end helped. I mean, there's a lot of factors into getting into any industry, but I know that at least in some tiny part that helped get me into animation industry because I had backgrounds that looked similar to
Yeah,
the
I
kind of
believe it.
things that they were looking for like the studio styles. But yeah.
I also feel like, I don't know. I do kind of feel like the power of, like, if you want something enough, you'll get there. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be a comedian, it's not that hard to do it and sort of be rubbing elbows with the people that you like. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
it's
I think
also
everything's kind of smaller than you realize.
yeah, and it's very easy to get in your own way as well. I feel like a lot of people just talk themselves out of doing a thing before it even gets to that stage. I'm
Yes,
trying to get better about that
absolutely.
myself.
I am a big proponent of doing things before you're ready.
Yes. Especially oh, I couldn't think of a funny thing. Driving a car, is that funny?
Okay, sure.
Just like blindly
Surgery.
getting behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, surgery.
Surgery.
Yeah, that's fun. That's something to do before you're ready.
That is fun. I love that also implies that it's not just surgeons doing surgery. It's just
I
like
know.
everyone reaches that point in their life where they're doing some surgery.
People are very kind. They give me a lot of nice words on how my painting looks. And to them, I say thank you.
As well, they should. It looks very good. Again, we've only done 2 of these. Like, it's bonkers, you know? Like, we're We're just out here trying to do our best. Also, it's fun that you got to break in your new set.
Yeah, I like it. It's tiny. It's the perfect size.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just paint more, because why not, I guess.
That's the spirit. Paint more.
Okay.
All right. You about ready to take it out of here?
Oh. Okay.
I
About ready
wasn't
to
sure.
paint
Like,
more.
well, it sounded like you were packing stuff up. I didn't know.
Well, that ship has sailed. I've unpacked. We're painting again. But if
Oh,
you're done, but you're
No,
not
I
even
mean-
close to being done.
No, I'm still going. I just didn't know what you're like.
No,
I
I'm good
literally,
to hang
I could
out
paint
until
all
you're
night.
done.
So, all
I
right.
usually have my streams around 10, so that's what I'm aiming for, which I guess
Cool,
is
cool, cool.
different for your time.
Yeah, it's the middle of the night for me.
Whoa. That's fun.
It was fun. Okay, time to put some paint on that bridge. Finally, after all these
Matt's
long
painting
years.
his bridge.
Painting my bridge, y'all. Come over and check it out. Oh no, don't look. Need some bridge hype in chat. Do you have a preference between when we do streams like this, always working in the same materials or using different materials between us? Like, do you have a preference? Like starting from the same materials, or?
I don't have a preference. I mean, I only own watercolors and,
Yeah.
crayons or whatever. I think for me, I would just want to make sure that the thing we're doing is, like, possible in watercolors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my only thing. But yeah, I don't mind that you're using gouache. You're a pro artist. I get it.
I get it.
Use the materials you like.
Yeah, for a while before the stream, I was like, I wonder if I should just do this in markers and really like do something weird.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. But the next time we do this, and I don't want to spoil anything, but you might have at least one additional art supply.
Ooh, $1 million.
Didn't want to spoil it, but I did send you $1 million.
I'm very excited.
Something that every artist has laying around at their house.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm sending this letter to Donna. Got a
Hoping
mooch
that she'll
off of
help you
her.
out. Yeah, I love your work. P.S. I need money. Money.
Yeah, I'm a Nigerian prince. Okay. Looking perfect. Wow, and tell all those people who are worried about my tablet, look at that. Pristine, still dusty as hell from in use.
We'll do another digital stream at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, this was like a graduation gift from forever ago. I originally got this because I wanted to learn to do video editing off of it. Because it seemed like a good skill to have, better for my wrists, whatever. That's originally what I wanted to do out of school, was edit video. And I mean, I still kind of do that, but it was just kind of too much of a pain in the ass to relearn a software I was already comfortable with in like a weird new way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at editing video, but
Oh, I love video editing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
so once again, one of those things I'm trying to teach myself, and it's a very slow process. Because eventually I'd like to do kind of a,
Feature
I
film?
don't know. Yeah, I would like to do a feature film by myself with no other skills involved. No, I was just
thought that
thinking
was a
about
pretty
how,
fun
like,
thing to say.
yeah, it was very funny, Abby. Thank you for saying
Thank
it.
you for saying.
I don't know. A lot of streamers have like, YouTube channels where they post highlight clips or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if I could do that. I don't think I have that kind of channel, but I would like to at least try to put a couple of clips up on something.
Yeah. That's a good way to learn too, because that's like really just learning the technical side for the start. You know what I mean? Then it's easier to get creative after. If you're just sort of like trimming a clip down or something. See you later, Geese Peep. Enjoy your hot dog.
Bye, Geese Peep. Enjoy that hot dog.
The grocery store is open after this. I'm getting a hot dog, I'm getting soda, and I'm getting a frozen pizza.
Are you going to spitefully send me a photograph?
No, Matt, we're friends. Why is everything antagonistic? It's because I said
Abby,
I would win, and then I did.
You and me have a very specific relationship, and I feel like it goes in fits and starts, and I can never tell. And that's what I love about it. Anyway, looking forward to that spite hot dog later.
It's not spite, Matt. I just wish that you
You wish I could see the world like you do.
The beauty of the dog.
Yeah, I understand.
Maybe it's because you're not an American. Are hot dogs
That's probably
very American?
No, I mean, I don't
No, they're
know.
German.
Well, yeah, I know that much. But like,
Everybody knows that.
everybody knows that. Dumb. I think it's maybe because, like, not to get real, but when I was a kid, like, there wasn't many options for food. And like we had hot dog dinners a lot.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think like as I got older and I could afford other stuff, I just sort of left hot
you're
dogs
like, fuck
behind.
that. Yeah, that's
It
fair.
reminded me of my other life.
I think for me as a kid, maybe something similar. You know, a lot of hot dogs as snacks as we've been over. But I think that's why I like them, you know, because I was raised on them.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely not shaming anyone for liking a hot dog. It's not like a food snobbery thing with me. It's literally just like I don't have the desire for whatever reason. And that's okay.
Simply don't understand, but we're still friends despite it.
It's our biggest hardship, which in the grand scheme of things feels kind of trivial.
Let's agree to disagree on that one.
Interesting.
Do you think if there was a king of hot dogs, I would be in the running?
The running for king?
Yeah. King of the dog.
You know how kings work?
You're born into it, or you earn it through killing.
Oh, you're kind of hoping that it's like a scenario like, what was that movie called? Princess Diaries?
Yes,
like you'll find
where my
out that you're
grandma
actually the
comes
queen
by,
of you're the
and
queen of hot
she's
dog.
Like, I'm like, Grandma, you didn't talk to me for most of my life. And she's like, you know what? I didn't. Anyway, I'm gonna have you learn every hot dog language and learn how to have all these hot dog balls, and you're gonna be the hot dog queen. And I'm gonna be like, I'm not ready for that. I'm just a hot dog civilian. I'm only a hot dog teenager. But then by the end, I realize the power in being the hot dog king, and I take on the role with grace and poise.
Wow.
That movie's rules. Big fan.
Yes, agreed. Classic.
Sandra Oh's great in it. But I'm the vice principal.
Damn, I gotta rewatch that one.
It's good, Matt.
It's good. Yeah, you reminded me of I haven't seen it in so long. Hot Dog Diaries.
Hot dog.
Hmm.
Do you have any hot dog toppings? Wow. Hot dog toppings you enjoy. I had a mini hot dog stroke.
Welcome to our podcast, Hot Dog Talkings.
I want to start a hot dog podcast.
What would you do past the first episode, Abby?
I would have new guests, and we would just talk dogs.
Just talking dogs.
Just talk dogs. I just think it would be so stupid and absurd.
What a great misnomer if the podcast was called Talking Dogs.
Yes,
People
and
would
it's just
people would
hot
come in
dogs.
expecting for it to be talking like dogs talking.
Oh, I was expecting like an expert on like dog breeding or something, but I do love the idea. Like it's a podcast with
just a
dogs
couple-
barking.
Well, the album art would also be very confusing because it would be like you and me as dogs, like drawn as dogs. Talking dogs.
God, I might need to make a hot dog podcast.
All right.
How did I never think of this before?
Well, have me on. We can talk all about it.
Yeah, my hot dog hater.
Yeah. I have to be the important counterpoint. Every conversation needs one of those.
And you just say, they're not that delicious. And then I cry.
Well, great podcast. Did you listen to that one podcast where it's just two people talking, one of them disagrees and the other host cries? It's so good. Anyway, it's number one on iTunes. Yeah. At one point, the guest started crying. It was so weird.
They wouldn't let them leave.
God, I want a hot dog, though.
Makes me want a hot dog real
We could get all those, like, lucrative hot dog sponsorships.
Think about how many hot dogs they would send us for fucking free.
Damn.
Okay, Dan Reichert, my coworker and friend, well, former coworker and friend, once said to
Rest in
me,
peace.
like, hey, it was like, I don't know, we had to describe each other briefly, of like, sum them up, like, what is their thing? You know what I
Okay.
mean? I don't remember
Yeah,
why
yeah.
or how. But, Dan was like, okay, well, Abby, if there's like a free thing or free food, she is on it. And it's true. When I was worked at an office, we would have, it's an office, so they would have like, hey, everybody, we got free food once a month. And I was like on it. I was so excited. Anytime there was popcorn, I was like, free popcorn, everybody. Yeah.
Damn,
the
that
end
sounds
of my
amazing.
story.
You had free popcorn
I'm a
at the
free
office?
freak. Oh, yeah. It was good.
God.
I think part of that is also due to like, when I first moved to New York, I severely underestimated how expensive it was. Like, I was like, well, I know rent's gonna be more, but I didn't realize, like, same with groceries, same with everything you ever wanted. So I didn't have any money for food or snacks for like the first year I worked there. Which is fine. I mean, it was, I could have asked for help from family or whatever. It was fine. But anyway, this story is becoming less fun the longer I tell it. But, it's like, until you go, like, I remember my grandparents would come into town, and I would just be like, oh my God, they're going to pay for dinner. And it was like...
Oh, yeah.
That was big for me. Anyway, thank God I eventually got a job. But I did lose, like, 10 pounds in 6 months when I did not have weight to lose. It was kind of scary.
Whoa.
Anyway, sorry for that turn. I thought I was going to make that story fun, but here we are. But it is wild when you're, like, sort of hungry, how much that, really affects your whole thought process on everything. Matt, change the subject. Help me out.
There's no way that I can get in there. You just keep going. Abby, you're great. What were we talking about?
Me loving free food.
Oh, yeah. Go back to your story and keep telling it.
Do you want to know why I love free food, Matt?
Boy, do I. Oh, save it for the podcast.
Oh, yeah, those
Okay,
dogs.
so, them dogs. Them dogs. And then some water grasses down here.
Looks
Finish up
good,
this
Matt.
cursed bridge.
I'm gonna drink some of my watermelon Perrier.
Oh. Watermelon. Oh, that scared me.
The thing opening?
Well, because it's on my other monitor, so I just saw it in the corner of like my peripheral vision.
A
Very
Perrier's coming at me.
I remember the first time I ever had a Perrier and I gagged.
Is this a true story?
Yes, I thought it was the most disgusting thing I'd ever drank in my entire
Hey,
life.
you never have seltzer before? Is that why?
I had never had seltzer before, so I thought it was going to be water, and it wasn't.
That is the worst. When you're like going for something and you're like, I think I know what. Like I remember one time as a kid, I was like, I'm drinking a Sprite, and then I drank it, and it was like, holy fuck, that's milk. You know what I mean? And like I love milk, but the shock of it, unpleasant.
Yes.
But
extremely.
I love seltzer. But I remember when I first started drinking seltzer, I had to force myself to like it. And now I love it. It's great. But at first I was like, this fucking sucks. It's weird. It's kind of bitter. I don't like it.
Yes. Oh, that bitterness was what was it. I was so shocked that water could taste that way. Because I'm a big water stan from way back. I love water.
Oh, I love water now. But there was, 22 years of my life, didn't have a cup of water.
Yeah, you strike me as one of those people that used to be like that. Not anymore,
yeah.
Of course.
I've reformed.
Your tolerances have grown somewhat.
Continue on with your water story. Was that the end of it? Just being a water stand?
Yeah, I just like water. I mean, I've always been one of those people that just loves regular water. Well, I will say I don't like room temperature water. This is boring. Who cares? I'm gonna start a water podcast about water.
I love that.
I mean, everyone on Earth has to have some at some point, so it's very relatable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the highest listenership of any podcast.
I definitely prefer some icy cold water. That, give me that cold stuff.
That's my guy. That's why I love this gift that I got last Christmas from my mom, the Yeti thermos.
Oh, show it on
it
screen.
keeps ice water. I did. It shows ice water. It shows ice water. God. It keeps ice water cold for like 3 days. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I have a few of those. My big jug is pretty good for that. I also what I had at the office, they sent it to me, Zojirushi, because my former boss was a big fan and talked with them on a podcast and sent us a bunch of junk, which was great because they sent me and all of us these tumblers, and they are amazing because it's got that like metal thermosy outside, so it like never gets condensation or anything, but then it's just like a big cup. Anyway, it's great. I fucking love that thing. Yeah,
Wait, it's like a big
really
cup?
good. Yeah.
Cool. I was really blown away when I first got the Yeti, and I was like, again, I'm very boring. I was looking into it online because I was like, how does this work? And then I found out about like the vacuum technology where there's a layer in between other layers, and like the things don't touch, so it can't like condensate, and it's so fascinating to me because I was truly like, this must be magic. It goes for 3 days and the ice doesn't melt. But I love it. I love ice water. Sue me.
Wow. Call Me
Please
Crooked
don't.
said the study made their hand hurt.
Oh, no.
Anyway, I love regular water, but like I fucking love seltzer. Lemon water is also really good. Big fan.
Yeah, you're a big lemon stan.
Oh yeah, give me that lemon. I want it freak. I'm trying to think. I was gonna say something else about water, but it's gone.
Water. Y'all should try water if you haven't. And if you haven't, how are you alive?
Hey, get it through hot dogs. That's how.
Get it through hot dogs.
Look, there's water and other stuff. Get it through soda.
That's a very bad idea, Abby. You could get kidney stones.
Hey, never had a kidney stone, never
I
will.
only know this because my doctor told me. Because he said, you drink nothing but soda.
You've got kidney stones.
I wish you wouldn't do that. Kidney stones, some say, is more painful than birth.
Yeah, I believe it.
Giving birth, not being
But
born.
also,
Although I
did a
imagine that's not
doctor
very
say
pleasant.
that? Because doctors always downplay women's pain.
That is true. Incredibly true.
Yeah. There's shit that
but
women
no,
go
I think
through without
when
anesthesia or nothing. Now I'm just on a healthcare rant.
Yeah. I'm not gonna try to stomp over this. Please go off.
No. I'm done. Go on.
I just wanted to say the video that I learned that fact from, the fact was given from a woman's perspective, where she was like, when I passed kidney stones, it was way more painful than when I gave birth. But again, they also made this very clear in the video. Pain is subjective. So like everyone feels pain differently. But also I don't want to pass a stone, you know?
Not to like diminish it. I don't know if people do feel pain differently. I think they are just socialized to handle it differently is my woke brain perspective on it.
I think there is some wokeness to be had in that, but also I think brains can be different and experience pain differently. I know like nerve endings and stuff are different between people. It's not a universal thing. And it's definitely not a gender divide thing at all.
What? Oh, sure. I don't know. I think that, I don't know. We're not doctors. Maybe we should just end the conversation.
I'm definitely not a doctor anymore.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've done that surgery.
Yeah. I'm finally adding the lilies.
Cats declawed. Just kidding. Declawing cats is bad for them. Don't do it. But it's just a funny joke. What's up, Matt?
I was just saying I'm finally adding the famous water lilies to this water lily painting.
Oh.
It's
Matt,
about darn
I'm
time.
telling you. You gotta check out. I'm gonna send you my friend's tattoos. Because it's very similar vibes.
Skin in the mail.
I don't know when I'm ever gonna use this big brush. Big brush.
You gotta save it when you're doing a big painting. Oh, that's great for doing big washes. Did I send you Haikala? I think I sent you their YouTube channel.
Yeah, you sent me a few. I think I liked the James Gurney stuff the best. There was one watercolorist that was like really like realistic, but like also blotchy around the edges.
Yes, that was the Korean person,
yeah,
whose name I can't remember right now. But Haikala uses a big fluffy brush like that, loaded up with water, where they kind of like zoop down the page and pull one color into another. There's the stuff they do with watercolors is next level.
That's cool.
Very, very inspiring. Couldn't be me. Well, it could if I tried or practiced.
Mine doesn't really have that nice sense of scale that Monet's does. I tried to make stuff a little bit smaller as it went on, but it doesn't feel as like it's a small pond versus his like large creek, you know?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Oh, something in my chat says James Gurney likes riding on a unicycle.
True.
Oh boy. I believe it.
James Gurney's a very whimsical fellow.
Yeah. There was one video that I really enjoyed. He was painting an American flag, which is not the thing I liked about it. I was like, oh, golden hues. Interesting. Let's hear what this is about. But like in the middle of it, because he was in like a grocery store parking lot.
Yes.
And like a guy comes up and he's like, hey, what are you painting? They just like chat for a while and he like doesn't cut it out. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was nice.
Yeah. He does that in a few videos. It's something that I used to really like about drawing at comic shows, like just being at a table and folks walking up and being like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And then you get to just rap about, I make art and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I guess that's kind of what streaming is now for me.
Yeah.
'Cause I can't like go out anywhere and have a conversation while I'm painting.
I'm gonna show everybody my friend's tattoos. So we can see.
I want to see these tattoos.
Oh yeah, just get ready for it. Okay, bear in mind you're gonna also see some people's bodies.
Whoa.
So be cool, be chill. It's fine, everyone. Okay, ready? Let me just do boom. That's what's the best way to do this. Boom. Gotta make sure my desktop, nothing scandalous is on it. Okay, where are we? Let's see. And oh, my cam link's off. Let me turn it on. Hold on. Oh, the thing's back. The square back. Oh well, square's back. Anyway, this is my friend and her work. Look at like here.
Whoa, those colors are so like vivid.
She like posted some today. Like, sorry for the flashing, but like she always does these little landscapes, but the colors are very like the colors of your thing. I feel like, know?
Yeah, and I can definitely see why you're a big fan of this artwork as well. This is very like bold, designy. It's very much the things that you have shown me that you enjoy.
Yes.
And that's why we'll never see eye to eye, since we're enemies for life.
It's true. It's always, I always carry a knife when we're near.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, I feel like these colors are very what you're doing right now, you know? This is a public Instagram. I feel weird because there's like pictures of her with her, like, her partner and everything, but it's her public Instagram. It's okay.
It's okay, everybody. Everyone calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, those look really, really cool.
Yeah. She's cool.
All right. It is now 11:02, so I guess
I have
it
to
is
go
time.
to the grocery store to get my snacks and food.
Yes.
But
Yes.
take your time in wrapping up.
Thanks, Abby. Oh wow, I'm done. Okay, so thanks so much for coming out, everybody. This was
I'm
really,
just
really
kidding.
fun.
I got
just
time.
kidding
It's
too.
okay.
No, I'm kidding as well.
Just having some fun with you, Matt.
We're just funning
Is
here
that allowed?
for now. I really don't have too much else that I want to do in this. This was super fun though.
Yeah.
I like hanging out. I like chatting with you in the chat.
Hey, thank you for picking a challenging thing. It turned out better than I expected.
Yeah, yours looks wonderful. I love how vivid you made that blue in the back. I'm honestly,
I hate it.
I'm looking at mine now and I'm like, mine's so dull compared to that.
Oh, funny.
And yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm excited to see if you're in the Discord. I'm excited to see your work. I'm very excited.
Yeah, if anyone else has done a study alongside us, I would love to see it as well.
Okay, people
Feel
like the
free
blue.
to.
Maybe when I have moved on from it from a few days, I'll enjoy it too. You know.
Yeah, you'll find that tomorrow and be like, whoa.
That's what I call blue.
Someone broke into my office and painted a picture. Okay.
Monet
I'm
was
gonna
here.
do.
Sure.
Yeah, did Monet sneak in while I was away?
I did forget to do one final touch.
Okay. I'm gonna take the tape off of mine. I'm gonna do this very carefully so I don't get paint on the painting that I'm gonna make after the stream is over.
Great.
I don't usually take tape off of pieces this big. I think the next time that we do a master study, I will have my acrylic paints. So maybe in a couple of weeks or whatever, we can reconvene so I can do a big canvas.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
So I've got canvases just sitting downstairs, and I really want to use them.
I would get a canvas. I mean, again, I only have watercolors.
Yeah, you don't have to canvas it up,
I don't
but
know. It seems fun.
it is
I don't have an
fun.
easel, but we can make it work. You know what I mean?
Me either. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm always nervous when something has been taped for longer than a few days, and this has been taped for
Oh.
literally months.
Yeah. What piece of furniture did you find it behind?
It was behind the cabinet where I keep all my art supplies. I must have set it on top of my desk, and then it fell down in behind.
Oh, funny.
And it's thin, so it was just sitting directly
Yeah.
back there. There we go. Okay, so clean edges now.
Cool. I'm glad people seem to enjoy watching these too, because I enjoy doing them. I know they're sort of a departure from what I normally do. Matt, that looks great. Oh my god, truly peeling off the thing is like having a border transformed it.
By Monet,
Nice.
age 8. I think that's about his level when he was 8. That looks pretty good. All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming out to the stream today.
Yes.
It's with a hoot and a half.
I agree. Thank you. I can pick someone to raid unless you have someone in mind. Do you?
I don't know if anyone that I follow is up at this hour, so please pick
cool.
someone to raid and we'll all go raid them together.
Let's raid Matt Doyle, who's playing Sea of Thieves.
All right. Oh, I want to play Sea of Thieves.
I know, Matt, we gotta play. Raid. And Matt, his username is that Matt Doyle. All one word.
Doyle. Is that Matt Doyle?
Boom. Anyway, thank you so much
All right.
to the mods. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to everyone else. I've had a wonderful time with you here today.
Thank you, mods. Thank you, Abby. See you
Yeah.
next time. Goodbye.
Sorry about some of the power issues I've been having. I'm going to keep talking. I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then another stream at 8 p.m. So I'll see you then. Goodbye, everyone. I don't know if Matt's still there, but I'm going to say goodbye.
I'm still here. I'll be here at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.